Okay, so recently I worked on a couple of Atari football boards. This is one of them. Since then, I had a custom PCB made at PCBWAY out of China, and this replaces all of the ROMs that would normally be populated here, or PROMs if they were populated here. This would be version 1 and this is version 2. This particular board was version 2. The ROMs that I had were fine. They didn't need to be replaced, but this is just something I'm starting to do with these boards. Is I'm starting to build these adapter boards so that you can eliminate the old PROMs that tend to die with age, and also the ROMs will die with age. This solution also should use a heck of a lot less power than a bunch of PROMs or even the ROMs. So that's where we're at. I also hand built. This wasn't a custom built thing. This is something I did by hand. Well, I guess that's custom, but I didn't have it manufactured at PCBWAY. This just lets me test the LED drivers for both players. I added a switch here. For one side, it's player 1. For the other side, it's player 2. And that way I can check to make sure the LED lights up correctly. I've also added RS-232 type connectors, basically DIN 9 connectors for the trackballs. So player 1 and player 2, and those have been tested and the trackball works for both players. So I'm going to turn this on and we'll see if we can see if it's still going to work. Oh, I have it in self-test. Let me turn that off. Alright, so we got lights lighting up here, and it changes based on whatever play is happening on the screen. So screen is warming up. Ooh. I've got the brightness turned up because I was working on video pinball. Let me adjust that real quick. If I can find an appropriate screwdriver for that, which apparently cannot find one. Alright, well, let me adjust that and I'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. Got the brightness turned down. It's got an awesome looking picture. It looks very good. These LED things are still working. That would be one player. That would be the other one. Tell which defensive or offensive play is selected. Let's see. Alright, so that kind of proves this board is working, right? I don't have any ROMs in here. And I've got the one UniROM here. Okay, so now that I've showcased the changes that I did after getting the board running, I came up with the idea of trying to run 4-player football on this. I have not tried it yet, but when you look at the memory map, everything is very, very similar. Everything maps out. The trackball addresses map out, although the hardware's different, so it may not work. The program space is the same, so this adapter board will work for that program space. And the working RAM on the new board, or I'm sorry, on the 4-player board, there's an additional 256 or 512 bytes, I forget which, but it's basically 50% more RAM. So that may be what keeps this from working. But when I look at the schematics, I'm still only seeing two 2114 RAMs. So I'm hoping that that's just some sort of mistake, and that this will just work with the 4-player ROM. So anyway, I took the liberty of getting the codes out of MAME, and or a site that has MAME codes, I should say. And I wrote a program to combine them into a UniROM that should work in this if this hardware can support it. So that's what the 2-player football looks like. And I'm going to try to put the 4-player ROM in with my special board to see if it will work. Now, why would anyone want to do this? Well, it's a different program. This program, the 2-player version, doesn't allow you to kick field goals, for example. And the new one does. But you would only ever be able to do 2 players if you could get the trackballs to work. Now, if the program runs, but the trackballs don't work, it should be possible to reprogram the microcode, you know, or write some assembly to get it to work. It's just a matter of, you know, figuring out where the code is in the binary and changing it. But anyway, that's a way farther step in the future. This step right here is just a test to see if we can get the 4-player version to work with just a simple ROM swap. Be right back. Okay, I've got the new 4-player ROM installed, and I'm going to turn on for the very first time. Have no idea if this is going to work. Well, it sounds like it's looping. Alright, so it doesn't run as is. We put it in self-test and see what it does. No. Oh, it was a good thought anyway. It looks like the self-test program is running. I'm getting RAM okay. No, it says bad RAM. Okay, so the RAM, not having enough RAM seems to be the problem. Well, at least it is from the results of the self-test. It says bad RAM and the screen isn't stable, something FF. It says RAM, well, it says RAM okay here. What does it say? Bad ROM. Doesn't like the ROM. Darn. But it says RAM okay, so that's very interesting. Alright, well, that's it for this video. I just wanted to try that and see if 4-player football would work on 2-player hardware without any major changes. I'm not sure if it's even possible with major changes, but very interesting. Thanks for watching.